All right, here we are today with three of the Appalachian's finest. Gary Hill in the middle is a through hiker from 2002. 2008. And he's on the National Geographic video. And we have Ranger Hope Middock and southbound hiker Paul, nickname, trail name Breezy. And just one thing we learned as we're trying to hike this is to get wisdom from trail hikers of the past and current. And so I'd just kind of like to hear some of the thoughts that you guys have on what makes a successful through hike.
I guess I'll simplicity, I think, is important.
Absolutely.
Successful.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
Minimalist.
Yeah. Just you're out there to enjoy nature, so don't be distracted by smartphones. And if you have a simple life and a simple pack, then you have a lightweight pack, and it makes things a lot easier, and you can enjoy it.
Nice. Probably translates into life generally too. Simpler the better. Or minimalist, as Gary says.
Yes. I mean, you really want to carry a light pack, as light as you can make it.
Okay.
And you don't really need more than a change of clothes and 3 or 4 days of food.
Okay.
So packing light is important, but always remember to be prepared as well. You're up on top of a ridge line, so the weather up there is a little bit different. You're going to have a little bit more of feeling the cold and the heat and the sun, so layers and making sure that you have everything you need with you, because when you're prepared, you're able to leave less of an impact behind for others to experience, and you can help preserve the trail.
That's great. And how do you prepare for some of the wildlife out there? I know there's some risks that people are worried about, particularly my wife. So how do I prepare for that?
Sure. Well, a good rule of thumb is always the actual rule of thumb when respecting wildlife. If you can't hide behind your thumb, you probably want to back up a little bit. And bear safety. Yeah. And bear safety. Always hang your food quite far away from the site where you're sleeping. Using bear canisters is actually highly recommended because we've had a lot of bear activity these days. So make sure to prepare and store your food away from where you'll be sleeping. Because when animals come and get food rewards, that encourages them to come back again. And that's when you start having problems.
Okay.
When I threw hike, there was very little bear activity. There were certain parts in the Smokies and some other shelters that, for one reason or another, some bears have learned that it's McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
Like, right. And that's become problematic. But mostly, they're really not an issue.
Okay.
They're very shy. They're not interested in us. They're interested in our food, and they're interested in their babies.
Okay.
That's about it. Otherwise, they don't want anything to do with us.
Okay. This is just kind of the last question. It's sort of like, all right, you through hike, it's an experience, it's fantastic. I'm taking kind of a quote from Henry David Thoreau, said, you go out into the woods and free yourself of all of the clutter and things of life and find out who you really are and what that means for your life forever. How does that hit you? What happened in your life that maybe you take away from the trail?
You looking at me?
Yeah, both of you.
I'm an older guy, so I don't think there was any. I was 70 when I hiked it.
Okay.
When I through hiked it, and I don't think it changed my life. It was a wonderful experience. Younger people, I don't know. I think it does sort of like. You can tell you about that. Have a different attitude about that because they learn that you don't need a whole lot of stuff to be a happy person.
Good. Okay. How about you? What thoughts do you have that might impact your life as you leave the trail?
Just that you don't need a lot of stuff. I'm just now entering my life as an adult, I guess, since I graduated college. So I guess it's very nice to know that I don't need a lot of things and I can architect my life. So it's like planning for the trail. You plan like a week ahead and you know it's not going to stand, and you plan 3 days ahead and you know that's probably not going to stand too. And then, but you have goals that you set, and either you reach them or you have rain delays, and you can create and build a life like that.
Yeah, I think on the other side of life, Gary, you probably know that's true. Every planning we do, we kind of forget some of it, don't we? Yeah, and I bet you have a lot of that in your job. You go out in the day and you expect something, and then the day turns out to be something totally different.
Yeah, you know, I think that it's also in life in general, no expectations is always a good
Okay.
good
Yes.
way to go about it. You can have a plan and you can have a goal, but as far as if you set expectations, especially on something like a through hike, sometimes you're setting yourself up just a little bit for failure because you say I'm going to hike 20 miles a day right when I start, and honestly that may not happen. For a
Okay.
lot of people, you start off a lot slower, and that's okay. It's your own
Fantastic.
experience.
Well, maybe next year I'll see you out on the trail when I come through, and I'll stop here and say hi to you and wish you the best of luck. So thanks for taking the time to share some of your views with me. I'm sure it'll help. Take care, guys.
Okay.